and breakdowns.
Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. Today we are on episode. This is actually 60. Bert, this is a good 6. Oh, y'all, that's a big episode. Maybe, I don't know.
We're happy to be here.
But yeah, today I have Tayler and Justin from Mad Studios. How are y'all doing today?
We're good.
Chilling.
Yeah, living the dream.
Chilling. Maybe a little heart racing a little. I know you.
I did chug a Red Bull on the way here.
That, and I mean, your cats had a fight. You just
exactly.
Yeah.
We did have some feline troubles earlier today, but it's okay. We'll live.
Okay. We're working through it. It happens.
It does happen.
No, but thank you guys for stopping by, coming by. Kind of excited. We've all pretty much known each other for
forever.
A minute. I mean, Justin's been on before. Justin was on with Paige's Turn. But now we're in the new setup, so kids, you hadn't seen this place.
New and improved, exactly.
New and improved, yes. Yeah. But yeah, damn, I've Tayler, I think the first show that I kind of met you, so it was I think it was some sort of battle at the Rail Club, right? When I saw Humanigans play.
Okay, yeah. So,
I think that's the show that I remember.
With Light the Fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I remember watching y'all, and I'm like, oh, y'all got it, because I heard you singing, and I'm just like, yeah, that's done. That's I don't sing like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Then that was the first time I think I ever saw you guys, and I think it was so cool because right after the set, I was legitimately excited to talk to you guys and be oh, they're super fucking good and all that stuff. So it's really nice that even since then we've just been kept a friendship and kept seeing and started seeing each other at shows and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I actually remember that show, because I was talking to my buddy Farhad after that show, because every show I'd be like, did I suck? Did I look good? All that stuff. And I was like, this guy came up to me and was like, dude, your singing is really good. And I was like, what the fuck?
That was me.
Yeah, that was you. So I've always remembered that, and I was like, I like that guy.
I like that guy.
Y'all played that too, right?
Yeah,
they won. They actually won. I believe.
You know what's funny?
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, they definitely won.
Dude,
I didn't think we should have won. Y'all.
It was cool though, because Seth from Light the Fire was like, "So, are y'all touring right now?" And I was like, "Dude, no. We are so poor, and these songs just got written last week, so
we barely made it here today."
Yeah, I was
dude, I was cleaning my room earlier today, and my girlfriend found all my CDs, and I found the CD that I bought at that show, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know I still had this."
Oh god,
from the Under Oblivion,
those old burn CDs. I can't remember if it was that show or a different show, but there was one where we were gonna I think we had our first EP.
EP release show?
Huh?
Oh,
not that one. Not that. Okay, so there was before then we had a different EP, and that's probably the one that you have.
That actually might be it.
Yeah, because it's an older version of some songs, and two of the songs. I think one of the songs is on there, but it's a different version of it. But we realized it's fucking dumb that none of our computers burn CDs, but we had promised people CDs. And so I've
had that
friend of a friend was like, oh, you can burn them here, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought she was like, I'm gonna burn them for you, but no, I went to her house. So this is my first time meeting her. We go into her room, and I'm just like, okay. She's like, yeah, here's a computer, and it's a laptop. I'm like, all right. I guess I'll get to burn it. I started there's no desk, there's nowhere and so the only place to sit is on the bed, and I'm sitting on the bed and just put the CD in. And I'm like, look how long it's taking 5 minutes I think to burn a song, and I'm like, I was supposed to burn 50 of these.
50.
I was like,
be here all day.
And I just kept going. I'm like, oh, small talk. I don't know what to do at this point. And it was funny, but I think it was that show. I had to take those, and I'm like, dude, I think I got to 20, and I had to leave, dude. It was just the most awkward thing ever.
Absolutely, that's fucking weird. I wouldn't be able to handle that at all.
I don't know how I got. Well, I guess I didn't get through because I didn't finish burning all of them. They're like, you're supposed to burn 30. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I don't know this person. I was just in her house.
I brought you CDs. Here's what you get.
Yeah, that's all. If we sell out, we sell out. There you go.
I guess I got lucky actually getting one.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a limited edition.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude. Since that, I've known y'all in plenty of bands and stuff like that. But you guys started Mad Studios how long ago now? It's been a few years now.
2018.
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And my buddy David Southern, we were like, let's build a studio. And then we built it, and then we were like, sick, it's awesome, we're ready to do this. And then the COVID happened, and we were like, okay, so
Don't want people in my house. Like,
send me your stems. Like,
yeah,
that was about it. You know, it was really rough, but it's been a long time, and now we're finally like working and, you know, working on fun stuff, like some of the best stuff we've ever worked on. So
Yeah.
I'm excited now, but it's taken a while to get here. So.
Were you doing that a lot? Like, I mean, learning how to produce and record and all that stuff, mixing with like your band's previous. Is that like where you got some of the experience, or this is like you started just wanting to learn?
Okay, so I don't know if you remember, Humanican dropped like a Pop Goes Punk, whatever, Punk Goes Pop. Thank you next. I did that. I tracked that in my bedroom at this house I was renting with a friend from work, and it was like absolutely terrible, like not good. But I had sent it off to Bailey Kriego, who was in the White Noise or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guitarist.
Yeah, and he just like, here, I'll fix it for you. And I was like, this was like the most fun I've had in this band, is like recording this song that sounds like shit, but like, you know, it's been fun. So I was like, I'm going to follow up with this. That and the band fell apart, so.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I tracked something on that on guitar, and I wasn't even in the band anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
it was the lead.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know how to play it. So
I remember hearing that though. Damn, so it was just like you did that and like had fun doing it.
I was like, I don't want to sing anymore. Like, I had more fun sitting in this chair dinking around than I did on stage. So I've just kind of like transitioned into that field. But now I miss being on stage and like singing. So catch-22.
Kind of happens, where you're like, oh, I like this. Like, I'll like this for now. Then you're like, what I've had the experience, like, I've been doing, like, this now for it's probably a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Doing it. And I was like, oh, this is so much fun. And it still is super fun. And then when we started NoiseROT and I started, like, being at more shows all the time, I'm like, fuck, I've missed that feeling. Damn, like, I need to do something. Absolutely. Or even just, like, writing music. So, like, I've been, like, debating on, like, just starting some sort of like studio project, something just fucking
just to get the creative juices out.
Yeah,
everyone should have a hobby band.
100%. I agree.
I mean,
Justin and I have been working on one for like 4 years now that has never released a song.
We've been working on like 10 different.
Yeah, that's true. That's
hobby bands that have never released a song.
We got a country project. No, we kind of do.
Actually. I was gonna say like wouldn't be surprised. Like
we did record a country song, but
we did a cover of that Oliver Tree song.
Which one?
What's it called?
Cowboys Don't Cry.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Never released that. And it sounds great. Like, just because we both have listened to it 100 times and know every word and every note. So
yeah. So you just do that just to like. I mean, the thing is, like, because you know how to do it, you can do shit just to fucking do it, and for you to hear it yourself, and I'm like, that's pretty good enough. I don't need to like put it out. I guess like would be the feeling.
It's good practice too.
It is good practice. We did a song for practice one day, and now we're kind of like, oh, we might need to release this. It's like an R&B project that has like no heavy influences whatsoever, and we were like, we both sound fucking great on this song. So
straight out of our asses.
Yeah, we wrote it in like an hour. It was like a practice, like a drill, like a what would you call it? Like a I don't know. It was practice just to see if we can do this in an hour. And we did.
You set the time limit for yourselves to finish it?
Yeah. And he wrote a chorus, I wrote a chorus, and we both wrote a verse, and then we used it all in like hodgepodge type situation. It was really sick.
See, that sounds so fucking fun. I'm always I'm always at the point where I'm like, I need to learn how to write on an instrument, like, too, so that I can at least get, like, scratch. Because I can write, like, lyrics or melodies and stuff like that and be okay with it, but, like, I can't ever get what's in my head melody-wise to be like, you know,
get yourself
a piano or get like a something. I think my best bet is probably to get like some sort of like MIDI board or something, just like a MIDI keyboard, and just like, hey, if I have to play it a note at a time, like I need to get like it out. But I think that's so cool. Like it's a weird thing, and it's weird phrasing it this way, but like there's so much like power in being able to just create your own like music, and it's so fun. Like I said, you're not even releasing this stuff, and it's still like. You're still having fun, like, doing it. That seems so fucking cool and dope.
Yeah. I think it's really important, too, because if you're not having fun, then what are you doing it for, you know? Like, there's... Yeah. I don't want to be stuck doing something I hate for the rest of my life.
It's kind of, that it's weird that that topic, I keep learning that, not really, but I keep reiterating that topic, but when I learned that, was kind of towards the end of, like, Under Oblivion in itself. I'm like, dude, I'm not having fun anymore. I go, and then wasn't even just me. It was, like, everybody. Like, we weren't writing the stuff that we wanted to write. Like by the end of it, I think we had released 2 songs, and both of those songs were like 2 years old. Yeah. And we're like, dude, that's not even like where we're at. Like we're writing some cooler stuff, so nobody was on the same page about it. And like after that, I got to the point I'm like, dude, like were we even like having a good time anymore? Was it like fun? Yeah. Like were we even doing it to just enjoy like playing music and in the simple fact of like, am I listening to the shit like? You know, because I like it again, or like, or do I even play it like at any time? And it like I was playing it less and less, and I'm like, okay, like I think that's kind of shows that we were like not in the same spot like everybody. Yeah. But I've been trying to work on something new, again, and it's at the root base now. I'm just like, it's just for me. Like I just need to write music that I want to listen to. I brought up the idea of like I would like to drop like. Maybe like a 3-song EP in one style, and then the same band drop another EP, different style, just to experiment, just to fun, just again, just to play, and then like have the experience of being able to like to jump on stage and play again. Because like I said, being around bands playing music has been so sick, and I'm just like, I can still get back up there. I still got some moves. My knees only crack sometimes.
Back in my day, you know.
Back in my day. But yeah, like so. With the studio right now, you said you're kind of picking back up a little bit more.
Yeah, we've been working on Backtalk's new stuff, which he is now a member of. So,
Backtalk.
Yeah, new Backtalk stuff is on the way. Like it is like in the stages. Like we're getting there. So,
fuck yeah.
Hopefully, like late this year, maybe. Hopefully, yeah. That's what we're thinking of.
That's fucking cool.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's been brutal. It's been rough.
Why do you say that?
I mean, okay, you know Farhad. And he's like one of my best friends, and so is Justin. And Justin and I live together already. Mm-hmm. So we've spent every Sunday for like the past year, like writing and mixing and tracking vocals and all this junk. And we're both like, all 3 of us are like, we hate each other. Like, get away from me. Like, stop. I see you on Sunday and like never ever again. But I think it's been good. Like it's just been grueling. Like we've been really trying to step up our game, and I've been trying to step my game up as a producer and engineer, and so is Justin, but he's also having to step up as a guitarist and like write the best riffs of his life, which he definitely has been doing. So
Man, so you got double duty on this.
Well, I mean, I was not playing like Backtalk style music at all before I started. Or before I like started working with Farhad on it, you know, I was doing pages, so I was just sitting there like.
I mean, you did do Humannequin, but even then, like that's nothing compared to the riffs he's having to play.
I was like 18. I mean, that was a long ago. Yeah, it's been a long time since that.
I'm almost 25 now. So I was like,
you were 17?
Hopefully, I'm a little bit better.
I
was 17. Yeah.
Damn, you were 17 when you started playing with DJ.
Oh my God. When I met him, he was 17, and then we met in this warehouse. Our early drummers, Cameron Ermish's his dad's warehouse, and Justin like walks in like no facial hair whatsoever, and I'm like already fully bearded, and I'm like, oh great, this is gonna suck. And then he just played guitar, and I was like, oh my God, I love him. Like he's my new precious boy.
I think that's why I didn't realize that it like at first when I saw you again that you were the same person because of that. Because of that, I'm like the name. Like I remember that name. Like the name's I'm a fan of like names that sound like really catchy, and yours like is one. Yeah,
Justin J. Griffith.
Like it sounds good. Like,
well, thank you.
And so I remember that name, and I'm looking. I'm like, that ain't him. Like that's not the same guy. Who is this?
He has a mustache. Like what?
Yeah, my hair is kind of back to where it was then, but
yeah, it's not quite as bad. There was
a
moment there.
Bad.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you go back and look at Humannequin, like what are they? Promo pictures. There's this one where he's got like long flowing hair, but it looks really thin, like he's just sickly or something. And
oh my God,
greasy.
Yeah, it's probably greasy. And he also like looked kind of sickly because he had no tan whatsoever, and it was just like really scrawny kid, and everybody else is either like kind of junky like me or has like a tan, and so he just kind of sticks out as this little like.
Did this just turn into like a roast session for Justin?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He was like, "Oh, your hair's not as bad."
Y'all took me in here. Now you're gorgeous. Like, now you put me to shame. Like,
I don't know.
It's gonna be a weird car ride home.
We live together, so he's used to it.
Yeah.
But
I know where you sleep, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know where you sleep. shit. But yeah, Humannequin was where I don't know. Like to me, that was one of the bands that I really liked. Like in the scene, like that. I was still. kind of new to like meeting people and like making friends and stuff like that. I was only like worried about like our band, and that, like I said, that was one of the first shows. Like I was like, oh, yeah, let's just go up to people and like, and then like Humanican and like eat like back talk with like Far. That's how I like met Far, and like everybody started like hanging out. I realized like, oh, like this is all like just like everybody knows each other and this and that. And it was kind of cool. But yeah, that era it was cool because I feel like y'all were one of the bands like we like Under Oblivion kind of like not grew up with,
like
but
buddy bands. We were like buddy bands.
We were like in parallel and like playing like the same shows and
we were like
shows.
piggybacking off. Of each
If
other,
we were gonna play a show and we had to like fill a spot, we were like, well, Under Oblivion. Like, are they busy? Like, what's up?
Because like I think that would go like back and forth, and like I know when we had like the release show that we did, I was like, that was just like me just having fun. I'm like, I just like, you telling me like I can. I was again so new to shows and itself. I was always just playing somebody else's show and like filling in spots, but it was like, oh, it's like, who do you want to play? And I'm like, what do you mean, like that you don't do that? And it's like, oh no, you can pick whoever. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna pick all my fucking friends.
Well, we did that with the Humanican
EP release show.
Too.
And y'all played that, right? No, maybe.
I honestly can't remember.
Idea.
For
I just remember.
I remember the cover.
That
Is that
feeling.
Phoenix? Yeah. Is that the name of the thing?
No, not Phoenix.
Season.
No, wait a minute. No. Oh, Seasons. I remember when was that the last one?
That was well, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a song after that, but
yeah.
But that was the last EP.
Yeah. Damn.
But you came and did guessies on that EP release show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I know Masquerade, I'll sing that, or whatever it is we're singing. I don't even remember.
I love Masquerade.
That's the banger. Everybody loves that one.
And again, that was like a lot of stuff, and production-wise and things like that was something I was didn't know much about. So all the stuff like that was on that EP. I was really excited to hear. I'm like, oh, they know how to use that shit. Like all these like just like sound effects and things like that, like added to it. Like I was new to like backtracks before we ever did the EP. Like we never played to like clicks or backtracks or anything like that. So once we had them, I was like, oh, this is cool as fuck. Like, and then it had like little like orchestral parts and stuff like that.
Harmonies on there, and you're like, I don't even have to sing those.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. Like, it's funny, but what I liked is that we filled in every dead spot with like, just whatever the instrumentation was like of the song. So I'm like, oh, there's not like, I go, now we don't have to have that like there's nothing happening here. I have to do all like the where I have to talk.
Like, and hey guys, how's it going? Having a good night, everybody.
Dude, on stage banter was so weird. Like I can't do it at the time because like what I revert to was like comedy or like performing like that way. So I'd be like screaming or singing and being like all like emotional and then go like, so yeah, and then try to make a joke about something, and I'm like, this is just like an up and down like mood swing. I mean, I heard some laughs and stuff. It's like some of it's working or whatever, but
you actually got laughs. I never did.
That's what they don't tell you when you become a front man. You're like a stand-up comedian for the 30 seconds between each song.
But like, see, my thing is like the vocalists that I like for my favorite bands, they don't do that. They're just really intense the whole time, and they're just like, take care of each other out there, wash your head off. And you're just like, I didn't get to do that. I'm sitting there awkwardly like, hey guys, we're not bad. I promise you.
Yeah, that was my thing. It's like, hey, I'm cool. Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, it's like I'm not mad at you. The song's about my dad. I'm mad at him. Like, it's cool.
Exactly.
It's cool.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling with you.
Yeah, but that's what I think. And I do the same thing. Like with my the vocalists that I like. I'm just so enthralled. I go, dude, they're just in it the whole time, and I'm just up there like enthralled by it. Yeah. But I never thought I never had the confidence to be like, oh, I can do that too, and be what I always felt like. Oh, I'm being too much. Like people are gonna see right through this or something.
Absolutely. I tried to like play it up like I know I'm kind of weird. Like I hope you're into it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I hope this like you're okay with this. Like I got nothing else.
I'm so sorry if you don't.
I'm like no matter what, even when I'm screaming, I just look nice right after. Like only during the screams, like I'll catch like everyone when people used to take pictures or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, that looks intense. But I know as soon as I stop like the song, and I'm like, no, bro, I look cuddly as hell. Like look at me.
Right, exactly. There's one picture of me when we were playing at the Curtain Club, and I'm like flexed, and I look like jacked, and I'm like, I know I'm chubby. That's not real. Like what is that?
Don't get the angles. You gotta use those.
That's true. That's good photography right there.
God bless photographers who do know what
Shout out Dana
doing.
McCurdy. There you go.
Yeah.
What Estes now?
Dana Estes.
Yeah.
Bro, like I swear, like I would see some pictures back, and I'm like, bro, I look cool as fuck. I'm like, and I don't know what y'all do. Like, I don't know how y'all caught this stuff. This shit right here, like, I have this. I haven't framed it yet. But this is at the Texas Death Fest with Ballista. So this is Ed.
Ooh.
And they caught this. Look how fucking intense that is. You see this little gleam shit? That's not edited. Someone caught that little gleam off the tuning key. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? It's just some magic.
I thought you were about to tell me you were gonna frame a picture of yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna frame a picture of myself.
Hey, I would frame a picture of me. There's a couple.
Yeah,
it's called self-love.
Exactly, bro.
You gotta be your biggest fans.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that.
That's weird. Put them on the ceiling above your bed. So
Nah,
when you wake up, you.
Nah. I put your pictures. I put your pictures up there, bro.
Like your picture. Wake up.
Love you, bro.
We're gonna have a good day.
I'm gonna see you in about 35 minutes.
I actually have one of you like right across from my toilet. So
really?
Sit down. It's like right there.
Is it because I'm usually on the other side of the wall and you can hear me in the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was playing one of the songs we're working on needs a chorus rework, and my bathroom is like right next to the studio.
It shares a wall with the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's like in there like taking a shit and singing along to the chorus, like, okay, I got a new chorus idea. And comes in after he's done taking a shit.
Well, no, I didn't even. He was playing it, and he didn't know I was in there. And we're driving here, and he was like, "Hey, so we were gonna rewrite this. I don't know what we're gonna do with that." And I was like, "Oh, I already wrote something. You were playing it while I was shitting, so I just wrote a chorus over it."
So that was just today.
Yeah, that was today. Yeah,
that was awesome.
See, that's where you do the best thinking. You got,
obviously.
All you have time is time to concentrate. You're helping them calm down, just having a situation, relax, clear mind. It's like that moment of zen. It's basically meditating. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was one of those I had to get kind of zen. You know.
I'm glad the song we were working on could put you in the zone. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So, like you were saying before, like, so before playing, I mean, now you're playing in Backtalk, but yeah, you were doing Paige's Turn. So was it a big transition to like move into playing like that stuff, like that style of music again?
Yeah, mostly because Farhad's fucking insane, and he plays guitar like a maniac.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't play guitar like a guitarist. He plays it like a freaking psychopath.
I'm trying to learn because I filled in on bass for Backtalk for a while. I did it twice. I did it back when I was still in Humanican, then I did it again like last year or something like that. I was just playing shows with them.
Yeah.
And even just the bass parts, I was like, "How do you do what? What are you doing here? How am I supposed to play this?
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
why would you do it?
Because it sounds sick, bro. That's always Farhad. It sounds sick. Listen, bro.
Yeah, he's just really technical with his writing, so it was a big change. I mean, I wasn't only playing Paige's style music. Like, I still do write and play rock and core and
well, yeah,
stuff like
he's
that,
also he's in like 5 bands, so he's in
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
he is. He's in Backtalk. He's in Paige's. He's in Madrona.
I am.
He's in
Where's
another
Madrona
band.
So we're actually working on an EP.
Yes, dude. I feel like I started listening to y'all, and y'all were laughing. I'm like,
David's
why?
been slaving.
COVID is why. That's literally we were.
Sucked ass.
Yeah, we basically when COVID happened, we didn't know when we were gonna be able to play again, and we were like, and they had just started Mad Studios around that time, and David was like kind of wanted to focus on that, and I was like, yeah, there's no point in.
Yeah. But hey,
really
David has been working, so
yeah,
keep your ears peeled, eyes peeled,
Ears peeled.
whatever, you know.
keep your.
There they are. Yeah, damn, Madrona. Yeah, I remember like first listening to Madrona. I think we also first started playing shows. Man, that's been a while then, because I remember.
It was longer ago than I thought it was.
Because y'all played Tomcats, and I'm like, that means that's a while ago.
Did we play Tomcats?
I only saw you at Ruins.
We played Ruins twice, and
Did you play Tomcats?
shit, I can't even remember.
I think that's where I first heard the name.
No, we played Wits. We played Wits End.
Ah,
Wits
maybe.
End, yeah. Maybe you were just at Tomcats,
Maybe
and
I
someone was
just
like,
at
"You ever heard of Madrona, bro?"
Yeah, I don't.
I could have been that too, to be honest with you. Could have been like, hey, we just started something new. I was like, oh, okay.
I've played Tomcats so many times I can't even remember. I don't think fucking Drunk played Tomcats, but
we were just talking about that the other day. We're talking
Ballista
about
episode. On your Ballista episode?
On Ballista, yeah, we're talking about James. Yeah,
I love James.
Was like, you know what's funny? That clip apparently like started getting played a whole bunch. So a coworker of his like was like, "Hey, I work with James. Like, I'm gonna show him all this." Then his daughter got on the
no way
the thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, like well," and like nice. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna show him this all." I was like, "Yes, tell him to come back.
Please tell him to get there."
Like, I wonder what he's doing. Like, yeah, he was always just so nice. Like, I was so new at the time, so like, he was always like super gentle with me, like not knowing what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, I'd have to. I watched the Ballista episode, and someone I remember who said it, but it was like, I never sounded that good.
Yeah,
like anywhere else either.
To date was like my favorite sounding shows, and I'm like, fuck, I miss that place just in general.
Yeah,
because like I was when I first started playing. That was the first venue we played when we started Under Oblivion. Yeah, when we were like 4 members and no bass player, and it just felt like it's kind of weird because a lot of places are like gone. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned Curtain Club earlier. Like Curtain Club's gone.
Yep,
we were walking by it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was
Sons of Herman Hall. They're gone.
Are they gone? I
think so. Maybe the building's still there, obviously, but I don't think they're doing shows.
Fuck the door. Stairs, man. The door, dude. I think I played that. No, it was one of the last shows that they had. I went to the last show, which was that Oh Sleeper show, and it's fucking nuts. But the fact that place is gone, that whole whole area. Have you been to Deep Ellum like lately? It's so like
it's not fun.
Bro, it's
I guess it is. I mean, it's for yuppies. Like it's for young professionals, I guess. And I'm like, this was our zone. Like
it's not. Yeah, because I joke and I'm like, I miss it being dirty. Like, but one of the things I miss is that just like the music venues that you would just walk down, and I'm like, there's so much shit like being played like everywhere. Yeah. Curtain Club, we were walking by, and me and my friend Bernice, I find it so funny because it's like a chicken restaurant now or something like that.
What?
Yeah, and like she just looked at me, she's like, look how they massacred my boy. And I'm like, I go, no, for real. So like it just feels it's completely different. Like it's a completely different vibe. Like there's still venues out there that are pretty tight.
Is Reno's still there? Reno's is still there, right?
I think Ruins is still there.
No, Reno. Reno's Chop Shop.
Reno's is.
Okay.
Yeah, Reno's.
Ruins is still there for sure.
Yeah. I don't know about Ruins.
Really? I think they are.
I went to Ruins. Well,
who knows?
I don't know. Time, man. Yeah. It's definitely after pandemic. I think it was like 2021. Now I realize that's been a long time since I've been. Yeah. But Ruins still there. They have 3. I love that 3 Links is still there because it's the one like literally like you walk by and that bitch is open so you can listen to whatever's like going on there. I love that.
Dada's still there, right?
Dada's still there. Yeah, I just went to a show. They're still cool. Nice. They started. It was weird because I don't know if they redid it. I don't know how the fire marshal thing goes because we threw a show. Actually, it was like a Hunt the Dinosaur show that we were doing out at 3 Links. Okay. And they were like, yeah, capacity is like 150. And then like day of, and then we were like selling. And then day of, they tell us the fire marshal went around and literally knocked it down by half. So they were like, you can have 75 people in here. And we're like, what the fuck? Okay, so they started doing like in and outs and stuff like that. It's like, well, if you leave, you're you can't go back in because like we need to get somebody else in. But it's just like the whole vibe of that place is just completely different. It's from
I mean the door. I feel like the door was holding it together because that was like everybody met at the door and then you went somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know, like
very true. I love when they did we played a show there called. I forgot what it's called, like Impound of Sound or something, but it was a shit ton of just fucking locals. But what they ran is that little hallway to the Profit Bar. Oh, yeah. So they had 2 stages at the door, right? That small stage, the big stage, and then the Profit Bar. And then there was just like people coming in through, and the whole place was fucking packed. And I'm like, and that was like towards the end of when they had already told us it was going to close. And I'm like, bro, this is
like, whatever.
I go, man, I'm going to fucking hate this, like it being gone. And I didn't know how much until like you started seeing the complete, like the whole area change.
Was the Profit Bar still there, or did that like go away with the door?
No, it's still there.
Okay. The Profit Bar still there, yeah.
I don't know how they're...
Yeah, I don't know how, but I love the venue. Like
I love that small room. I have a thing about small rooms, like just because like I've just had so many like good experiences. Were you there at the I forgot what show? I don't know if y'all were on it too, but I did 2 sets. I did one with Under Oblivion, I did one with Backtalk, but it was it's a place called the Moon Tower. and it's like this sideways bar. Like it was like a bar. It was like super long. It wasn't supposed to be there. It was supposed to be another venue, and then something happened, and then like they moved it to that. So the only area you had was the space you were standing in, like with the band. So the drums and like everything was like that circle, and that was it. Everything else was fucking packed.
Is that over here or is it in Dallas?
It was in Fort Worth, yeah. It was over there towards. What's over there? Fucking nothing.
Because we played something like that in, I think it was in Oak Cliff. It was
Oh
like
my
a shotgun bar.
Whoa,
was
a
like
Begotten show, bro. That memory unlocked. So Begotten was they were just starting out. Like they were just starting to like test the waters.
Yeah.
And it was almost like not even like a real show almost. Like it was a tiny bar. It was Begotten, us, somebody else. I'm trying to remember who else was playing. I honestly could not tell you.
Yeah.
But I do remember that it was so sketchy. Like, I was like, are we sure we're in the right spot? And then I just happened to see, like, a couple members of Begotten. I was like, yeah, we're definitely in the right spot. Okay. Yeah. And then we went inside, and they were like, yeah, man, like, are you excited? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, man. Where are we playing? Like,
we
and
played
it was just
in,
a
like,
floor thing.
It was like a broom closet, basically, is what we played in.
It was so tiny. And I was just like, this is the Begotten Boys. Like,
It was
why are we playing here?
Yeah.
And they were like, cuz, man, it's awesome. And I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
And it was kind of cool, but it was just very sketchy. Nobody was there. To,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it was just like the bands and their friends. And I was like, all right, like, let's do it.
Yeah, I think I
want to say Threnody was there, but I doubt it.
don't know. I can't remember.
Maybe I just love them.
I
so
know the
much.
show you're talking about, though, because Farhad told me about it, but I didn't get to go to that.
Oh yeah. So that I didn't again like they switched it. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was like day of that we learned that they changed it, or like the day before or something, to this place, and we're like, I don't. And I had been to that place before because like I have a friend who does like acoustic sets, and like they played one there, and I just happened to, and I'm like, I picture because it had been like months before, and I go, there's no, I go, for a band, I go, there's barely room for that dude to be playing like by himself. And I'm like, and they're gonna have, like like everything was loaded in outside, like in the back like lot, and just outside, so people have to be like watching their shit outside. No. They moved they have tables, so every table was outside, which like I said, it ended up being pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cause like all the tables, like those circle tall tables, were outside, so people were chilling outside during like sets or whatever. But like during the set, like everybody would pack in there. People like on top of the bar because they don't fit anywhere, so they're just standing. So just people like losing their fucking shit.
That's awesome.
I'm tired as fuck because I had, like I said, I had agreed to do a double set with Backtalk, so I did their set together with them.
Nice.
So fucking fun. It was so fucking fun to learn all those like all that music and just like play with them.
Yeah.
Back when they were still like doing like a dual vocalist thing. But
gotta love it.
But yeah, those small rooms, I feel like just people just crowded up, just start acting crazy together. And they're stinky, they're smelly, and you're gonna sweat. But I don't know, it's fine until you leave, and then you're like, oh man,
I'm so tired and wet. Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fuck.
Speaking of small rooms, though, do you remember Threnody did an EP release show at that like?
Oh, it was like
converted loft thing. It was like a
garage.
A garage converted into an apartment. I think one of the Threnody guys like lived there.
What the fuck?
You don't remember that?
I don't think so.
It was like a concrete square.
Yeah,
with a garage door.
Where was it?
It was.
I just had Threnody. Threnody was here last week.
It was in Dallas. I gotta find the picture.
There was a crazy thunderstorm.
Instagram.
Was I?
You had to. I feel like you were there, man. You totally were. Maybe not. Who knows?
I don't know. You were totally there, man. I don't fucking know.
I feel like whenever I'm out at a show, though, like I run into you. Like I would go to DGD shows and you just like be there, and I'm like,
I love
what's
DGD
up?
so much.
They're still my. Oh, it was this room. If you can see that.
I don't remember that. I don't think so.
I feel like I'm gonna zoom in too.
See if I'm out there somewhere.
That was my favorite, like small little venue. Like I guess it wasn't even a venue. It was like a house.
Just like someone's house.
Yeah.
I remember going to a lot of like house shows out in Denton. I remember a place called, I don't know, it was just a house. They called it House of God or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Which I like went in, I was like, what am I doing? And I looked and I'm like, this looks real suburban as fuck. I'm like, where am I going?
Yeah.
And then there's like a staircase like where they're to go upstairs or whatever. Everybody's like filled down the stairs like up top, and then the room is fucking full. But awesome. Like it was a good time. Like house shows were fucking like insane. Like it's just like that was all about like just energy and experience, like whatever. Like you weren't going to like it wasn't gonna sound the best it was ever gonna sound.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely not.
But I think I saw like Doggo there is who like I went to see.
Oh,
you remember Doggo?
I remember Doggo.
Man.
Yeah.
This segment is we're just gonna name a bunch of bands that we miss.
Absolutely, I'm so about that. I love it.
Yeah, it was like those small shows, house shows are just like really fucking cool. But yeah, like music wise, like I mean, not going into that, but like bands that are like aren't around anymore. Were like you mentioned like you working with someone from the White Nose. Did the White Nose like not end up doing anything? I know they like blew up
they
for
played their
hot
last
minute.
show. Remember?
Yeah, and then that happened. I
done.
feel like they were just like hitting their stride, and then like out of nowhere, it's like, oh, last show.
Absolutely. I mean, they without like spilling too much of the beans or whatever. It's just like nobody was feeling it, and they like a lot of it was. They were like trying to be something that they're not, and they should have just written the music and then been like, "Hey, what's up? This is us."
Yeah.
But nobody was feeling it anymore. So
gotcha. So it's cool that you bring not cool that you bring it up, but it relates to like a lot like a topic that's been in my mind like a lot like again back to the obvious part of like it should be fun, like you should be liking what you do. Absolutely. But I mean, you've probably heard this, but on the Ballista podcast, I talked about like the Sumerian battle of the bands, where like they told us they were like, you guys don't fit like the image of like what you're trying to play, and we're like, what? Basically, we got fat shamed into being like, y'all are too fat to play. That's what he ended up saying. Like he was like, no, unless like y'all lose some weight or something, like y'all like don't look the metalcore pretty like whatever like type of shit we were doing, and I'm like, and that's when like part of me was just like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like you should just be able to. Even if like it doesn't, if you're not, it doesn't, your image doesn't work and whatever that feel is like, I don't want to be in that then, because that means like people are like need that sort of, they need to buy like the image first before like they're gonna listen to your music, and I'm like, it should be the other way around. Like you should be like doing it for the music, and then that's kind of shaped on what type of music like I started enjoying more and more, and I was like, oh okay, like it doesn't, none of that fucking matters.
It really doesn't. Like I don't know. I'm always a big fan. I always told everybody, like, I don't care if I'm chubby because Ruben Studdard was a big boy and he sings like I'm champion. Like, wow. So, like, if he can do it, whatever. It's not a big deal. But I had a little bit of that, like, not from anyone in particular that was important, but they were like, you're just like not front man material, and I was like, get fucked, like whatever.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You don't know me.
You don't know me, sucker.
You get it from people who like have never stepped on stage and like done it. You know what I mean? Like where it's just like, oh, if you did this, it would all work out. I'm like, bro, that takes way the fuck more than like like it's a whole thing. Like you write music, you learn how to play it, you learn how to perform that shit live. Again, that whole banter shit, like being up there, like it's a whole like different thing. It's not just playing the music. It's not just looking a certain way. Because I've like run into bands that I really love, and then I watch them play, and I'm like, they don't look like they're having fun, and it bums me out of the whole like thing. I'm like, and I've started to realize that energy is more of what like I look for on top of everything else when I go see you live. Like if you're having fun, like more than likely, like I'm gonna vibe with whatever like music like you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I find shit that I like in like every like genre. I don't like entire like discographies or stuff like that. I go, but like that shit was tight. Like this is cool. Like I've started to enjoy more and like hate less.
Yeah,
I feel like it's important, Yeah,
it's more about the music than like
honestly the biggest eye opener for me in that sense. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but was like my boss, like my day job boss, who does not listen to that kind of music. Like she's like 35, and she came to one of our shows and was like, "How do you get up on stage and do that? Like." You just sit behind you work in finance during the day and then go home and this is what you do? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, that's amazing. But it's funny that like a person who has nothing to do with the scene is like, that's incredible. Yeah. But someone who was in the scene would be like, it's all right. Yeah. I'm like, I'm putting my heart and soul into this. Like, you should love it. But.
I feel like I run into it less and less. I guess because like I was trying to shape the people who were around me more, or like who I was designing, who was around me. I was like, who was I allowing to get like close enough to like tell me shit like that. Yeah. And the people that I was getting like I was like wouldn't say anything like that. They were the people like I was like putting the what it matters before everything else was just like like do you like what you're doing. It got to that point where I realized like not only people saying that to me, but like people outside, like doing, like not only doing music, doing art, doing any type of like, not even like anything creative, but it's like, do you like that shit? Cool. Then I'm supporting that shit 100%. Because I can't do that, first of all. So how am I gonna like make decisions for you? I'm like, absolutely what to do. Like I stopped offering like my opinion if it's not like requested or whatever or things like that. I'm like, no, like if because at first I think I was looking at how to be a finished product versus like the whole thing is a process. You know what I mean? So then I start realizing, oh, what matters out of everything is consistency. Yeah. Like if you see someone, if it's not what you think is good, but that person keeps doing it over, it's like that's the journey. Like you're gonna have to. Yeah. Like I tell everybody, it's like I go, dude, all your favorite bands sucked at one point, like or other. Like it's just a given fact. I go, so if you want to do something, you got to be comfortable with that. Like you got to be comfortable with not being good. Like just do it. Like,
just be cool. Just be yourself.
That's a big thing with producing and mixing too, because you're not always gonna have clients that you enjoy their music. Oh my God. Know, like
yeah, that's fair.
Call them out right now. Number one.
No.
For me, it's like SoundCloud rappers, and I Love You by myself. Campbell, what's up? Love you, buddy. But like, it's just for me, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But then when I have like a client that's doing something like that, and they really like it, and they're like, "This sounds incredible," then I'm like, "Sick." As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. So it's hard. It's really taught me to appreciate the process too. Like, bring me a piece of garbage and I'll try and help you make it better.
Yeah.
And if you love what it sounds like at the end, then I've done my job.
Yeah, because it's whether you like it or not. And again, music is so fucking subjective. I keep like you don't have to like everything. That's fine. I go, but you also don't have to shit on everything, and you won't understand everything. So I take that, and like as I've gotten older, I feel like I was like, oh, I see how people initially like hear like new types of music or new styles and be like, what the fuck is this? Like I don't care. And then you see like the old heads like be doing that and be like, oh, that's not real this or real that or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, like they weren't brought up on the same style of music that you were. Like they took whatever they were listening to and experiences and made something new out of it. And it's not gonna make sense like to you like right away because that wasn't your upbringing. And it's like it's happened throughout fucking years. And like you look at every history of fucking like music, it's the same thing. Whoever like made it before, like there's the people who are like nah. But if you're open, like you hear a lot of cool shit that ends up mixing it. And I do that as well. Like at first I won't like a certain type of thing right away, and it's just like I'll have to like be like, okay, I don't like this per se, but let me give some more of it a shot and see what else, and then I'll find like stuff that I do like out of it or whatever. And then I started enjoying more of like I like people mixing shit that shouldn't work together, or people that like didn't. So earlier today I had Chris was here from True Grit, and True Grit's like a hardcore band that he likes hardcore, but he also really likes country. So there's like some like little country, like little like licks in there and stuff like that. And I'm like,
that's cool.
I go, I like that a lot. Like I don't know.
That's
I go,
sick.
It's new. Like it's not something like again, it shouldn't work, or people are like you shouldn't put those two together or whatever.
Yeah.
But like mixing those type of things is like so fucking tight. I'm like, and I've had that with a lot of like different like genres and music, and seeing like people add different elements. I'm like, that's cool. Like if you're just listening to this style of music to write the same style of music, like you
put yourself in a box.
You risk doing like you do the cookie cutter thing, and you end up writing very similar music to what you're listening to.
Yeah. I mean, I will say though, sometimes I want to start at the cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like I want this, and then after that, as long as it works, and I don't care, but I need these certain things.
So it works because it works, right? So that's why it is a mold.
Yeah.
But I always feel like you have like a strong base of where you're going, like what it is you're doing, and then but I do like the adding of like different elements into it to make it unique, because there's fucking the market is over fucking saturated like with music, especially because everybody can put out fucking music, which is wonderful. Like it's so fucking cool, and it's something I like talk about a lot. And like the fact that like it is way the fuck less expensive to pick yourself up the equipment to record yourself and make music, and everything's on the fucking internet on how to like learn to produce and like get your own stuff. I'm like,
a lot of it's
it
free
is there.
Too.
What did you choose?
There's so much like to start off for free, like program wise or like plugins and stuff like that. And then like again, the equipment is not as crazy ridiculous. Like when someone had a studio like back in the day, it's like, oh shit, that's a shit ton of money. Like you know,
it's
they
like
had
a second house.
Yeah,
just
basically
in a room.
A lot of that's because of VSTs and like digital mixing and stuff like that.
What's
like
VST? Sorry, I'm done on that. I'm done on
that. Like a VST is like a virtual instrument. So you know, like Superior Drummer, Easy Drummer.
Yeah.
Any Get Good drums, those are VSTs, and like all of my compressors are no. I don't have any outboard gear. We have a Kemper, I think, but that's it.
And I think we have a Kemper.
Yeah,
we do have a Kemper.
We do have a Kemper. we never use it, but like I don't need what they used to need. You know, back in the day, if you wanted a kick-ass album, you would go to Howard Benson and you would say, "Hey, man, make me sound amazing," and he would take his giant wall of gear and do stuff with it that is really complicated. But if it's right in front of you in your computer, you can just turn the knobs until it sounds good.
Yeah,
and that's basically what I've been doing, and it's working out so far.
That's gonna be the quote. Turn the knobs until it sounds good.
Exactly. I mean, you got to experiment and like learn what you like. And like, that's a big thing for me. And I've taken lessons from some people I consider mentors, like Ryan Harvey, who did Kubla Khan, which is different from what I want.
Yeah.
But I know that his stuff sounds fantastic. So I want to take from him what I don't know and like some of the technical side, but still keep the weird stuff that I do on the side.
Yeah.
So like that's what I always go for. Is if it sounds weird and cool, then we're doing it. Weird is the way to go.
Yeah.
Do you find you obviously work with like outside clients of like your own projects and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Do you find like the balance of adding too much of yourself like into like projects and then like not focusing on kind of like maybe what they're in here for? Like you were mentioning like SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that. So figuring out like a balance, has that kind of been difficult?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the hardest things about starting being a producer or an engineer is like figuring out that you're there to make them sound the way they want to sound, not the way that you want them to.
Yeah.
Although usually if they're coming to you, they want at least some
of what your sound is.
Yeah, they want like
I guess a better way to say it is they sometimes they don't know how they want to sound.
Yeah.
Until you like give it to them and they're like, "Oh, that sounds sick." But for me personally, like the guy I shouted out earlier, he's a rapper named By Myself. He like we just have very different views. Yeah. And he comes from like SoundCloud rap where he's just kind of like dipped his toes in and doesn't know anything about the industry at all. And he actually works with me in my day job. So and he was like, "Hey, I rap, you should record some stuff." And so it's been a process of like learning how to not be a total dick. But like just like this is garbage. But like but he's been like my guinea pig to like learn how to do that. So and he's learned a lot too. So like it's cool to see that someone I've been like encouraging has taken himself seriously and like went to voice lessons and all this stuff. So like it's been a process.
Yeah. But I mean, I would figure that's difficult as hell because like I've sat in. The only thing about that I've experienced is like with any sort of like collabing or messing with like other people's music and stuff is I've sat in on a few like studio sessions with other people and like only there to hang out or whatever. Yeah. And obviously I'm hearing whatever, like I said on like someone like rapping on a session, I was like listening, I'm like, oh, this, and I was like, this is where probably I would go like with this, or like a melody on something. And they did something completely different, and I'm like, yeah, my brain didn't go there at all, and it was good. And I'm just like, okay, so it kind of like, and then I sat in another one, same thing. I was doing the same thing, and I'm like, oh, they went somewhere completely different, and I didn't like that. Didn't occur to me at all. And that's when like it started like humbling me. I'm like, okay, my ideas aren't the only ones, like and it's weird to step out of that because like I don't do it on purpose to try to be like, yeah, I know like everything about this. But seeing it as being like, oh, that's really cool. And you end up like learning, I feel like, even in that, you know what I mean? Like working with him, I'm sure like there's a mutual like learning of stuff, like where you're learning to step out of your comfort zone and be like, and not necessarily producing in a certain way, or just learning out of tips to incorporate that. Because at the end of the day, like they're coming to you for help, like to produce like what they're tracking, and it's hard. I look at my like first like recording like experience, and all it was is like, we play this song like this, but not knowing what else like would work, and being like I was very it was very distrusting. Like I didn't trust the person. So like they were trying to add stuff, and I'm like, no, this is just
my project.
But then like I look back and I'm like, some of that stuff probably would have been dope, but I was like, I was just so apprehensive of like, don't touch my shit. Like, just
maybe I should have done harmoniously.
Stuff like that. I know. And then some stuff did get added like later, and I'm just like, oh, you had a point there. All right.
I think if somebody has an idea when you're working on something, you should always try it. At least just try it and see how it sounds. And if the consensus is it's we don't like it this way, we don't want to do it a different way, then just do it a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we have had to do a lot of that in backtalk stuff because Justin and I are like two different people.
yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to feel the emotion. I want him to sell it, and I also want heavy riffs always.
Okay.
I just want you to slap me in the face constantly with riffs.
Yeah.
And Justin's like, no, we need to sing here, and I'm like, do you? Do you though? And then, but we made like the rule that we're gonna try it, and if it sounds like garbage, we'll delete it.
Yeah.
And more often than not, I find myself deleting my ideas, and I'm like, God damn it.
Sometimes
You're right.
they don't even sound like garbage. It's just like
It's just
that's
not
not
what
we wanna
fits.
do.
Yeah, it's not what's
Yeah.
working right, but it is humbling for sure.
That's also it, like finding what fits. And for the most part, like I know in bands, like when people argue back and forth, and I even know in this case, at the end of the day, what people are trying to do is write fucking good music. So normally, like I said, depending on who you work with, if you like trust each other and this and that, I go, for the most part, it's not like someone shitting on your idea. It's just like, this isn't what's best for the song. Like, you know, and again, it's trial and error. Cause like, even if you really think that and you try your idea, like it still might not be the best idea, but giving it a shot, like has in my experience has led to some like really cool shit that I'm like, oh, like that's not where I was taking it, but I'm glad that somebody kind of caught me. And there's some where like people didn't catch me, and I'll make fun of myself. Like there's a song that Under Bloom put out, and like there's a fucking lyric in it that I'm like, somebody should have proofread my shit. Like, but what does it say? It's it says, I don't know exactly what, but in it I say, I see you shaking in your boots, and I'm like, who let me in? And I'm screaming this, so I'm like dead serious. I see you shaking in your boots, and I'm like, I look at it later, and I'm like, I mean, it's recorded, it's there. Like I gotta say it every time we do this song. Like, so do you know? And do you know Lincoln? I would call him out right now. Lincoln Coleman.
Yeah.
That's
he
cousin's husband.
Oh, really?
Husband. No,
Or boyfriend. I thought they were
married.
Right.
Anyways,
is that Thanksgiving and all that?
he like came up to me once and he was like, "Oh, dude, I really like this song." And I'm like, "Oh, dope, man, I like that song a lot." And he's like, "Yeah, I was gonna get some of the lyrics tattooed." And I'm like, "There's no fucking way, no fucking way." And he quotes the exact line, and I'm like, "Lincoln, do not do that.
Don't
please.
do that, bro.
I go, don't do that." I'm so glad you didn't. I really am. But I was like, please don't do that, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but yeah, like stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, someone should have said something about it. And then like, but I was also very defensive, like about what I wrote. Yeah. And then like, because I'm like, that's my thing or whatever. So it wasn't like till later where I was letting people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that tattoo tomorrow. So
shaking in your boots, get a nice pair of boots.
Yeah, get a little.
But no, I mean that brings up a good point though. Like, in my mind, it sounds like you were trying to like take a cliche, which is you shaking in your boots, and put it into a song, which is what a lot of people do. And like it's effective because you want people to know what you're saying without having to like tell a whole long story.
True.
Like
it's memorable too.
Yeah, it's memorable.
If I heard that, I'd be like, did he just say shaking in your boots?
Shaking in your boots. Yeah, I mean some of the best lines.
Nickname forever now. I was like, hey.
I mean, some of the best lines are cheesy. Like, disrespect your surroundings is a stupid fucking line. But every time it comes on, I want to tear the room apart. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't write lyrics because I just cringe at everything.
100%.
I don't know. I just can't. I'm like.
Everything I write is stupid. It's like, I love you, and now I'm sorry. We broke up, and now we're not well.
But then I listen to like Real Friends.
And they're doing the same exact thing.
Like, way worse than anything that I've.
Yeah. You just gotta say it with conviction, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Like you can say whatever. Because like, who did I think it was. Shit, I don't know. It's happened with like many artists, but where I'll say the lines like, "You're lucky you can sing really fucking good," because this line is stupid.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was like The Weeknd that I was like, The Weeknd says some weird shit sometimes, and then I'm like, but you sing really good, so I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
But have you seen him live though?
No,
because it doesn't matter what he's saying.
I know.
I just
sploosh
the whole time. I was up in the nosebleeds and I was still like, I love you.
I can't remember where it was. Like, I don't know. I think there's one. Like, I think often he says like, about to go downtown for a whole hour. I was like, damn, a whole hour? Like,
wow. It takes me an hour to get downtown.
Yeah, like again, It's little weird shit, but I'm like, but again, I think lyric writing is if you can make it as fucking true and like real and genuine as you can. Like, yes, you could say some silly shit, but like if it's fits with conviction, like that's what like matters. You'll be able to hear it and feel like it'll convey and come through.
Yeah.
Which is why like I started writing stuff in that way. And like this is like early on when I was songwriting, I was always trying to write like somebody or
to imitate
this type
someone.
of
That's my freaking like.
People do that. I mean, it's natural, you know, because you realize when you start off like in bands or writing music, like obviously the easiest way to start doing that is to copy somebody, and not even on purpose, but it's like you really like something, so you're gonna want to like try that. Like, I mean, that's me. Like, I remember people started pulling like oh, like you like sound not sound, but like you do like you remind me a lot of like the Johnny Craig stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that's because I listen to that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, so of course it's gonna come out
too every day.
So like, so I get that, and like I noticed like a lot of like I used to not used to, but I love like Fall Out Boy and like Patrick Stump and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff like comes out, and like I noticed that, and I'm just like because like I enjoyed that music, so obviously I'm gonna try that. So it takes a minute before you figure out what style you are, you know. So
I still haven't found out what style I am.
Yeah, me either.
I think ripping is one of like the most important parts of professional songwriting. Like,
yeah, I guess that'd be. I wouldn't disagree. Because
but it's like finding the balance of like you're not just writing a song that sounds exactly like someone else and singing just like them. It's like taking little bits, little like pieces of melody, harmony,
or a lead or something. Like we worked on a backtalk song where like the whole song is heavy. And it's like just pumping it, hitting you in the face over and over. And then as soon as it gets to the chorus, it's like a Pierce the Veil chorus. And you're just like, what? But it sounds great and it goes together. And you're just like, this is wicked. Like,
I always love that. Like that's honestly what got me into anything heavy genre at all, was the balance of like heavy shit with like, oh, you can sing and like and do some like cool shit. Like that's why like the shit that appealed to me like ever first was fucking like Linkin Park was the first thing ever where I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I remember
beautiful, but also wow.
Yeah. And then it was like I remember like it took years after that, but then like Enter Shikari, Sorry You're Not a Winner. I heard that, and I'm just like,
that's the best song.
That's fucking great. Which now it's funny because like I used to be really into like the lead singers like singing, and now like I love the bass player singing way more. It's really like nice and beautiful. But that and like A Day to Remember was the one that got me. Like literally, I was like, I heard the Since You've Been Gone cover, and I'm like, this is
really same song.
I love Kelly Clarkson.
I saw that on what was it, like Music Choice or something, on like on demand music videos. And I found that cover because I was like, ooh, Kelly Clarkson, I like her, and I clicked it, and it was not Kelly Clarkson. And I was like, this is sick. Like,
which I was like, I was like, this is fucking great. So I got that, and like then Dance Gavin Dance, like actually when I learned about Dance Gavin Dance, Johnny was kicked out already. But I was still like, I learned about Emerosa first with Johnny in it, and then it went like, I was like, oh, my friend was like, well, he did Dance Gavin Dance. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Did you break something?
God,
Bert.
Bert. The hell, Bert.
But yeah, like I heard that, and I'm like, and that was again those two things shouldn't go together. Like the way like Johnny was singing, I'm like, how the fuck are you mixing that with like this like chaotic ass shit? Like, so I'm like,
oh yeah, when you said that earlier, I was like, Dance Gavin Dance.
Perfect.
That's perfect example of.
I think Times New Roman is what did it for me. I heard that in like 2011 or whenever it came out. Like I remember I was working at Purple Cow. Anybody who remembers that? What's
Purple
up?
Cow?
Yeah.
It's not around anymore.
It's not. It's definitely not, out of business. But I was like in the back making a milkshake, and I was listening to my iPod, and it just like came on, and I was like, "This is amazing. What is this? What's
happening?"
And some other server kid who was like 3 years younger than me was like, "Oh, you don't know Dance Gavin Dance, bro? They're like the greatest band." And I was like, I've been hooked ever since.
And that fucking song punches like right from the start. Like if you don't listen to the intro, it's just like pow, like and then this like crazy ass fucking like note. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, good God.
Yeah.
Man. And Emerosa was the same way. Like I want to say it's Relativity, the Tayler Cheats part or whatever. It just comes in like belting, and you're just like, melt. But I mean, he is a piece of shit now.
He's a piece of shit. Yeah, we're not taking that away from him. That's why like I'm not entirely proud that that's signed, but it is. But like like I like that style, and then I realized like I really only joined Under Oblivion because I wanted to sing, so I didn't ever think about screaming at all. But
that's fair.
And then I just like balanced it out. Then like I became a fan of it. I'm like, oh, this shit is cool. Then discovering more bands and be more comfortable, being like, oh, okay, I can do this type of stuff. Again, emulation, like, oh, like, I'm gonna scream like this person, do this, and then like once I started getting a lot more confident in it, which sucked because that was towards the end of the band where I'm like, I know what I'm doing. It's over. Like
100%. That's when I learned to scream, man. Like the first show I ever screamed at was at the Dirty 30. I know you remember that.
R.I.P. Dirty 30, man.
But I was screaming, and just to fill out Kyle's voice, like I had kind of screamed every now and again when we had a different vocalist before. And Kyle just like always had this like very airy scream, like way more so than Shelby, our old vocalist. So I was like, I want to fill that out live. So I just like learned to scream, and then when I got really good at it, I was like, my band is falling apart now. I never listen to this music anymore, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. And you know,
I found that like a lot was so we played our last show technically. Last year, so we played the 420 Takedown like festival that we did, and that was the first time I sang everything as comfortable as like I have ever done it. Sang it and screamed it. I'm like, this shit did not take it out of me, and like I was able to hit like all the because I used to write shit that I couldn't hit like in the studio. I'm like, we'll figure it out later. And that was the first time like I did everything, and I'm like, I fucking did it, and like it's gone. Like, I'm like, what do I do with like this skill anymore? You know, I don't know when the last fucking time was that I screamed or something. I sing all the fucking damn time, but
every day. I sing while he's like trying to do stuff, and since he's right next to the studio, Justin,
help me.
Like he'll be like working or like cleaning his room, and I'm just in the studio like belting, screeching like a dying cat.
Like, that's honestly what I love when we moved here and actually had like a house. And like no one's here, and I'm like, I could sing as loud as I want to right now, and then like I'll just be belting like loud as fuck.
You wait until no one's here, because I just be doing it when everybody's
Well, me
home.
and like we're on opposite schedules all the time, so someone's sleeping, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like an actual like dick, but I'll go in like the garage. I'll go in the garage, and that's where like I'm like I'll use like I don't know what the fuck I'll be like either like trying to work out in there, just like chilling in there, and be like I'm just gonna play every song I know and sing it, and sing as loud as I can. But yeah, it's. I mean, I've loved singing for like forever, and then just like now feel sort of like confident in it. Because I always say like my mom is always like was always my harsh critic, and when I finally like we put out our EP or whatever, she was like, that's actually not bad. I go, you don't. She was like, you're not terrible anymore. And like, not that way, but
I made it.
But she was. The thing is, like, some people are like, oh, like she's not supportive. I was like, no, like she's being real with me. Like I was bad. Like you don't understand. Like I was bad. Like for a second, so I needed that. Like I needed that to keep working and keep like getting better.
My mom told me I was tone deaf when I was a kid, and I was like, you what? What even is that?
I was like, I don't know what that is.
And then I was like, no, mother. I will be a singer, and you will love it. She does not.
No, you gotta put out songs. That's my goal. Like eventually, like I want to write a song, like that she'll enjoy. So I've been like trying to fuck with like writing stuff in Spanish.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I want to see how that works.
Hey, I like that. Get some Bad Bunny up in here.
Come see us.
Yeah. Actually, I might have to hit up Mass Studios.
Hey man, I'm always available. Well, not always. Sometimes I'm booked.
Always, sometimes.
Always, sometimes. Like actually, hit me up in 3 months.
No. I'll fit you in.
I'm on call 24/7.
Justin actually is, because if I'm in a session and have any problem, I'm like, hey, can you come in here? Like, I need your help. It's like always, and he'll be like, "What?"
He calls me like a kid at school. He's like, "Mom, I threw up." I threw up. I just end up doing the whole session. He's like,
because I had some like health issues come like a couple
you
years
legit
ago.
threw up.
No, like legit. I was in the hospital for a while actually.
Oh wait, it's not funny. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
No,
it
it's
is funny.
hilarious.
It is funny because. Kyle Kirby came in for what's up? Shout out Kyle, what's up? He came in and did a cover, like a neighborhood cover, and I had done the instrumentals. We were fine, and then, or was it the opposite? Like you did the instruments. He did the instruments because he came in for his first session to do this song, and I was like, Justin, I'm sick. Can you just do this for me? And he was like. I guess I'm here for my session after that, but like whatever.
Yeah.
And he did it, and it sounded great.
That was back at the other house too, so I didn't actually live there. I was just
He
there.
didn't even live in the house
Damn,
yet.
he had to come, come over.
He was just there for a Madrona session after this one or
Shit.
something. For some reason, he was there, and he was like, I guess I'll do this. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
And I'm like in the bathroom dying, and he's like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's good. That's a teamwork. That means y'all work well together. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
He definitely supplements my lack of, what's the word? You know, theory. I don't know theory.
Girth.
It's just all by ear.
Oh,
Girth. But yeah, like I mean, I know some things. Obviously, I have to. But like I was tuning a vocal the other day, and I just could not. Like I wasn't even fully awake yet, to be fair. But I was like, this sounds like shit, doesn't it? And Justin came in, he goes, "This is in the wrong key, man. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, oh, shit, that makes so much sense. I was like, I could not put my finger on it. And he was like,
See?
that was pretty easy, but okay. So it's good. It's
Need
good.
someone
I need
to
him.
balance you out.
Yeah.
That's a good team. I'm excited for the shit that y'all about to put out. You just let out a whole bunch of shit that's been happening. I'm excited as hell.
Oh, I'm also drumming for Pages now, so.
Yeah.
The fuck, really? Oh, that's
Yeah, 'cause
right.
we talked about it.
I
We
heard
were gonna
about
do a
that.
full
Paige is
band
doing
thing.
a full band.
Yes, we are.
Or more so than before.
It's
at
like a
least.
half band.
Yeah.
You know.
You have drums now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
We're like the definition of big things coming soon.
Big things coming soon.
TM.
Hold on.
Things coming soon.
Hold on. I like doing this. Hold on. You ready?
I'm ready.
You gotta repeat what you just said.
All right.
All right, go for it.
All right. Big things coming soon.
It's worth the 99 cents. But I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad to see y'all like doing stuff. I'm glad to see y'all like still being like close to each other. Like this whole like friend group that I met like a long time ago, and doing like cool shit together is awesome to see. And I'm really happy to see that. I'm really happy that I still like you guys are still like we're still friends and stuff like that. Even though like times like pass and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, hey,
Like,
same
still,
to
like,
you.
Yeah, same to you. Every time like you hit me up, and I was like, oh, see, what's up, bro?
I wasn't expecting to come into a whole new setup and like.
Yeah, I guess
studio
you were here
and all
like
that,
before, and I'm like, yeah, like we moved into a
Killing
new
it.
place. Yeah, we're trying to be a lot more consistent and put out like we're doing. Like I said, we're trying to do 2 a week and stuff to get as many people as we can. Plus, like I like having repeat people like back. I want to bring people back, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like if I got to get through a lot of like people. But so we're working our asses off this year.
Heck yeah.
So, fuck
Support.
yeah. And,
I love it. I
y'all
watch
are-
all the time.
Y'all are constantly working, so I appreciate that. And we're excited for all these fucking new projects, that Madrona shit and Backtalk shit, Pages full band, whole bunch of other projects, and I really appreciate y'all stopping by.
Absolutely.
Like, thank you.
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
blast.
Yeah, and thank you, guys. Anything you guys want to leave people with? You working on now?
What do you got? Say something witty. Make it good.
Announcements.
Big
things coming soon.
Yep, big things.
Cool. Well, this has been episode 60. 60. With Tayler and Justin from Mad Studios. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys next time.
Sounds and breakdowns.